Okay, so I really did not want to make this video, but I feel like I should talk about it on the channel. And before we start, I just want to mention a few things. This is not a hate video. I won't be complaining or talking trash about the game itself. We're just going to be talking about the problems in the game. And I want to hear your thoughts about the problems we're going to be talking about. Now, everything I'm going to mention are the reasons why people want refunds, why people have quit the game after like a week or two, and just basically why people are very, very mad at the developers for this game. So the first things we're going to be talking about are stealth nerfs, because there have been a lot of them. Trust me, you guys probably don't even know about them. Issues in the game that are being fixed, and then more issues come up that break the game even further. We're going to be talking about the character inventories, how they haven't been fixed after like almost 3 weeks. Okay, that is probably one of the biggest problems in the game right now. And also expeditions and endgame. They are just not enough to keep people playing, especially me and my friends have been getting very, very bored of doing the same things every single day. So the first thing we're going to be talking about, maybe you guys haven't heard of it or maybe you have, are stealth nerfs. If you guys don't know what stealth nerfs are, basically it's updates they do under your nose, and they don't mention them in updates, they don't mention them in bug fixes, but they do changes to, let's say, mods in the game or weapon nerfs without telling you. And they have done that with the recent update with some mods that they have been caught out on, and they basically played it off as saying, oh, it was a mistake, we didn't mean to do that. I think one of the mods they nerfed was one of the most common ones with the golem effect. I think they nerfed that like 10% from 20% or 30% or 40%. I can't remember how much it was before the nerf. But when people found out about that, they basically said it was a mistake, we're sorry about that, we will fix it right away. A lot of games do this, and I'm not really sure why, because they feel like the player base just won't find out about it. But we are the players, we are the ones that play your game every single day. We are going to find out about stealth nerfs. They are not needed. We enjoy the game how it is with the mods. Do not change things that don't need to be fixed. There are other problems that need to be fixed than mods, okay? This isn't a complaint, this is just talking about why people are angry, and I'm not really mad about that because I don't really care as such. I care about the core game, the reason why I want to play the game more. Yes, I don't like things being nerfed under my nose. If they're going to be doing something like that, they need to tell us before they do that, just so we can give them feedback about the things they're going to be fixing, and then they can do minor adjustments if we're not happy with that. The next thing we're going to be talking about is constant issues in the game. Now, this is one of the biggest problems right now. A lot of companies that make games do this, but not nearly as bad as what we've just happened in this latest update. They did a lot of changes in this game, and they are pretty good changes too. A lot of fixes came, but more problems came. Okay, now people are getting constant black screens when they're trying to load the game. The Xbox is probably one of the worst, as well as PC. Xbox players were told to delete caches, delete the game and reinstall it, so is PC. I mean, we don't need to do that for games we already had installed, okay? I don't think any game has had that problem where you need to delete the game after a bug fix has come out because you cannot load the game. People have, when they're playing expeditions, people have been randomly one-shots and you just die. People feel very spongy and very weak in the game right now because for some reason we're just taking way too much damage for when we're not supposed to. For pyromancers and stuff like that, I play pyromancer and I'm constantly using abilities to give me my health back, but it's just not working. I'm using heat waves, I'm using the bombs to give me my health back. It's not working. I don't get any health whatsoever, and these are problems where people just don't want to play the game anymore. Why would someone want to play the game when they are using abilities to get health back, but they just don't get anything back? Problems in the game, they are just constant. Now, there are many, many more issues in the game that are happening. I don't want to just keep talking about them. I just want to keep moving on. But you guys get the point. Every time they fix something, more problems come up. And then they have to focus on those problems and not adding anything else to the game and fixing the other problems. Now, one of the biggest problems ever since the beta is the inventory wipes. Now, the inventory wipes have been I mean, it's crazy. I've lost 2 characters. My Technomancer and my Trickster were ranked up like crazy. They were at CT 15. I was doing expeditions at CC15s. I was having an amazing time. And then both my characters got wiped. And then I had to restart again. I took like 3 days off of not playing. And I remembered, hey, this is my job. I need to play the game. So I made a pyromancer, and so far it's been great. But people out there that have lost characters on the first week have just stopped playing the game, probably have deleted the game, and most likely will not come back to the game because they probably forgot Outriders even existed. Alright, this needs to be fixed. This is a main problem that they need to fix, and I know they keep saying they are working on it. They are play testing the wipes. They are not trying to release it without causing more problems, but they are already causing more problems with the minor bug fixes. I mean, this is a huge thing they need to do. Now, hoping when the inventory wipes are fixed, hopefully this week, I don't want to wait any longer for you guys. More players can come back and play the game, because I do want players to come back. We are about 60,000 or maybe even 30,000 players right now, which is terrible. And I know when the game first came out, the game was incredibly huge. The player base was insane, and I really want that to come back. Inventory wipes, 3 weeks is insane. They really need to make a move. And again, one of the biggest problems that me and my friends have is the endgame and expeditions. So there are a lot of things to get in the game. A lot of legendaries, a lot of epics, a lot of builds for your characters. You have 4 characters to build from, okay? Expeditions on one character can get very, very boring, alright? We don't have many expeditions. Tier 13 is probably the best to farm for legendaries. You don't need to do 14s or do 15s. 15s, yes, once you have your loadout, it's very easy. It's basically like doing tier 1s again. Legendaries are probably, they have nerfed them. I think it was a stealth nerf to legendary drops, which again is a problem. They didn't tell us they were going to nerf them. I'm sure they didn't tell us, but again, legendaries are quite easy to get. As soon as you even make it to tier 13s, you can get 2 or 3 drops at a time. Sometimes you can go without getting any, but expeditions anyway are very boring. You do the same expeditions constantly because others just take way too long to complete. Chemplant, Boomtown, Stargrave, other ones are like very quick to complete. Why would you do something that takes 20 minutes when you can do something that takes 6 minutes? Farming is just way too boring. It's, again, doing the same thing over and over again, hoping you get something at the end, and it is just very dull. We need something more. Hopefully in the DLC they do release. They did say they're going to have a new story mode, they're going to have a new character coming out, and hopefully we get a bunch of new legendaries to go for, and new endgame events and new playlist after expeditions, because expeditions can't be the endgame. There is no way expeditions can be the final thing to do. It feels like doing strikes from Destiny, okay? Now Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 are heavily based on strikes. Obviously there are raids, there are Crucible, Iron Banner, Trials. You have other events that come in the game like Horde modes, like we had, I can't remember what it's called now. I haven't played Destiny in so long, like 2 months. But yeah, there are so many more things to do in Endgame. You have like 10 things to do in Destiny. Yes, it's a much older game, but again, even though it's an older game, they had 5 years to work on this game. In those 5 years, they could have added a lot more events and endgame playlists than just expeditions. Now, we can get raids, we can get horde modes, we can get other events, we can get so much more in this game. Outriders has endless possibilities for gear, for enemies, for events, for playlists, for endgame content. They have so much to work on. Now, I want to know what you guys think about this in the comments. I really want to hear your thoughts about the things that I talked about, because I know you guys are probably thinking about this to your friends and talking about it and tweeting about them and just hoping they would say something. And I really hope the DLC comes out soon, because it's very, very needed, because right now they need to up their game and just release something that's going to make the player base really hyped for the game again, even though it's only been like under a month. Yeah, the game has a lot of issues, but again, the game is very fun, but we need more. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all on the next one.